Hello, it is I, the Master. The Master? No, the Master. The Master? No, You know what? Just forget that. Just roll the intro. Alright, so as I'm sure you've guessed by the title of this video, we're going to be talking about some pretty important people. But what exactly do I mean by tools? Well, I'll tell you one thing. What I'm not talking about is... Hang on here. These things. I mean, who cares about those things, right? It's not like they were ever important to building any important structure or invention or anything of significance, right? Okay, but seriously, as important as those things are, that's not what I'm talking about here. And no, I'm not talking about the engineers or the physicists, because, I mean, are those guys really that important? You know, just unlocking the secrets of the universe and figuring out how to construct seemingly impossible things can't be that important, right? Okay, all joking aside though, there is a job that is just as important as all these other jobs, yet nobody actually really ever talks about it. Pause for dramatic effect. Mathematician. I know, sounds super boring, understandably so. But, as you may know, I've been recently reading this book. Oh no! Whew. A lot of information there. But anyways, I've recently reading that book, and it's called How Not to Be Wrong. I promise you it's not as egotistical as it sounds. But it talks a lot about how useful math can be in everyday life. But another thing that it taught me is that mathematicians are super underrated. Like crazy. Take the Pythagorean theorem, for instance. That's super important in the world of geometry. I can't really get into why right now, but just trust me, it's super important, okay? Now think about it. Where do you suppose that come from? Do you think mathematicians ventured out into the wilderness, found the great math tree, climbed said math tree, and plucked the formula from its leaves? Well, maybe metaphorically, but literally no, there is no such thing, unfortunately. That'd make life a lot easier, though. They had to make it! They had to sit there and try to understand the basic laws of the universe to formulate something that would work with extreme consistency for millennia to come. Yet nobody really acknowledges that people come up with these kinds of formulas. And I know people don't realize it because a lot of people are only exposed to what you learn in school in terms of what's valuable in math. But new formulas and stuff are constantly being made and created and tested because new information and new places we've yet to discover are constantly being explored. And to invent new things and explore those new places, we have to go beyond what we currently have and make new tools for it. And the people who, it's essentially, let me put it this way, it's essentially the people who invent the compasses and the ships and all of those things that everybody else uses to create and invent and discover their own dreams. Yet as important as they are, obviously, nobody seems to give them proper credit for it. Again, they're responsible for making the things that allow us to do everything we could possibly dream of. Yet nobody really thinks about them. So I wanted to give them some recognition because they deserve it, but also because it's a really cool career path to think about. And I want to introduce that to people who are still not sure what they want to do. Most people don't even ponder mathematician because it just sounds so boring. And prior to this point, honestly, I did think that as well. But now that you know this, I hope that you take it under consideration. Who knows, maybe you'll be the one to make something crazy, like the tool that allows us to see the universe in its entirety, or the perfect equation to toast. Oh, somebody please make that! Oh, perfect toast, I can only dream. Oh, but anyways, I think you get the idea here. So next time you think about maybe what you want to do or which jobs are super important, not to downgrade any other jobs, but maybe give mathematicians some thought. Well guys, until next time, hear nothing and listen to all. Bye guys!